All right, let's come back to our studio right here where our reviewer is waiting in the wings. We have with us live in the studio this Monday morning, the 24th of March, Chris Maduka. Good to have you. Good morning.
Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, Chris.
Yeah.
So what can you say about this development about the sale of crude to in Naira to Dangote? Because it does look like that talk has stalled. There's this back and forth about whether the agreement will continue or it has stalled, and Dangote has come out to say, look, this talk has broken down and he's going to start purchasing crude in dollars. So it means that any moment from now, Dangote's pump price of fuel would most likely increase.
The nation says sales of crude in Naira is likely to continue since the committee started meeting. Then other groups are reporting that the marketers fear hike and all that, and so if you balance it up, it still boils down to what I've been telling you. There's total confusion in oil and gas, and for whatever reason, you said it all when you were introducing your show, Charles. You gave 6 months. You didn't take us by surprise. You know that this agreement will eventually end in 6 months. And if you, with 6 months, you have studied the situation of where this thing is going. So 6 months was enough. And by the way, 6 months is now a point of reference for Nigeria in everything you do. Natasha, 6 months. River State, 6 months. Contract for Dangote, oil, crude, and Naira, 6 months. So 6 months has suddenly become our pattern of measuring what we do. So for the people who are the NNPCL, it was okay for them to, within 6 months, to have known whether to renew this contract or to even tell Nigerians ahead of time that that's it, so prepare your mind. All these delays is to benefit who? It's just to make Nigerians suffer more, and that's how I feel about it. If you really want to make it easy for us, why waiting until, and in a few days' time, the thing will close. And the committee is just sitting, about to, to come back to sit on an issue like this. My people say, if you don't want anything to work, if you don't want any juju process to work, you will make high demands that the client will just say, go and die. You tell a client who has come to do juju, if you're a native doctor, talking about native doctor, I'm from Anambra, you should know that. Then you say, go and bring me the intestine of a housefly. It means you don't want, so with them to be sitting and be talking and still talking, using Nigerian style of speaking Oyibo until things spoil, pata pata. That's what we are seeing. So we are here to see. And for the marketers who they are reporting they are afraid of, what are they afraid of? Is it not what they want? So that they will keep importing. Or go to Lagos to lift oil. No. Until we send barges to faraway countries where we have thrown away the crude oil by hook or crook and then bring it back. And that's what they want. So why are they afraid? There's no fear there. They are just preparing our mind that we'll go back to status quo. Because every effort to bring us down to what can even be manageable for us in oil and gas has been messed up by all of them involved. So we are watching. There's nothing we say. Because it doesn't take these people, it won't take more than 1 day to reconvene and say, okay, let's extend. That this idea is working well. And then they will stop every other fear of hike or all this. And then they say, man, continue to lift in crude Naira by Naira. And they continue to produce, and let's even make a clear arrangement on how to lift the ones you have produced. Instead of giving oil in crude in Naira. And they still went at the back to pull carpet from his legs, no matter what. And you allow him to store billions of liters of refined oil, petroleum product, at high expense, expecting Nigerian price of this to come down. I don't know who is doing who. It's not working out now. Simplest thing, then every Nigerian, a small boy in nursery school will tell you that these people making decision for us, you don't understand them. Are they? What is really happening? If you give crude to Dangote, refining in Nigeria, it will always be cheaper, no matter how you look at it. And then you go and lift the one he has. Tell the people, the market, go and pick oil from him. Everybody stays back so that the man will drink the oil he produces. But then he will, nature abhors vacuum. He will sell it. So you Nigerians, when they sell it to Nigeria, they sell Nigeria as a Niger Republic. They have made the fuel easier for them. That's purchasing fuel is easier because Nigeria intervened, gave them bailout. This is the country we're living in. You will leave the log of wood in your eyes. I'm going to start picking pecks in somebody's eyes at your neighborhood. That's an error. That is, you know what called insensitivity. We have a population of 240 million people here that the whole world is looking at as a very virgin market. You cannot maintain them, but you can go to the neighborhood of Sansa Big Brother. It's stupidity and foolishness. And because, why am I feeling this way? In anger, you must prepare your own home first before you go. Fire dropped on your laps and dropped on the laps of the child you are carrying. By reflex, you push your own fire away first before you look, hey baby, the fire touched you too. Even in air flight, when you have taken flight before, for those who can afford, you go there, they tell you whenever anything is happening, save yourself first. And then, so what is Nigeria doing? You went to give bailout in Niger Republic. Nigerians are still buying fuel within the range of 1,000 naira, depending on where you are. Some people are buying over 1,000. And they are comfortable talking Oyibo from both sides of their mouth. If they keep quiet for once and do what they want to do, Nigerians won't bother. Every day we wake up, they tell you if man is not afraid, Dangote cannot sell, nobody can lift. Dangote threatens what? Or Dangote reduces NNPC increases. What are we doing?
Do you think the federal government should ban petrol imports?
If the federal government sitting at the height where they are, the view looking clearer, and they feel that Dangote has all it takes to produce enough fuel to service Nigeria, why not ban? Have you seen anybody being rich by when you save money, you throw it away?
Yeah, because we have the NNPC,
yes,
refineries. That is, at least they say, is working in Warri and Port Harcourt. So, because the fear is if you ban imports, Dangote might be a monopoly. But I'm saying that, okay, so if Dangote, you don't want Dangote to be a monopoly, you have your refineries that are working. So why don't you, in such a way, ban imports and it competes as a federal government with Dangote, even if it means bringing private investments into that space?
Your question is pertinent. I mean, it's a trick. Whenever any man tells you my son has grown above me, the okra tree cannot grow above a owner. It will, after growing, it bend down. You gave somebody license to build refinery in Nigeria. You are giving him conditions to make the environment conducive for him to. You are giving him crude in naira, and then you say he cannot regulate the price, and you have a regulatory body, and you have even this regulatory body. Some refineries of federal government, they are running at our cost, not commercial level. But even at that, they still make it commercial. And you say there's nothing you can do. Why are you importing? Must you import? Something is wrong. So if at this level, after how many years of moribund refineries in Port Harcourt and Warri, and they show some signs of shaking their head to come back, and you have Dangote. So what do you have in Sokoto? Why are you looking for it in Sokoto? It is totally confusion. And that's what I feel about it. Let them come out and prove everybody who is worried about this wrong. They keep quiet and squeezing us. But they will allow us to talk about this. They will just bring diversions. They bring diversions all over, telling us, giving us stories to talk about, and they leave the thing that really is pulling and pinching us to death. And they think that with the peace, how you can deliberately build a house and then set fire on it, and you are laughing. What do you want to achieve? What has Nigeria achieved if you sell crude oil at 10,000 naira per liter? Is it not to confusion and hardship and patriotism you are looking for people to? It's still scarce. You are forcing everything. You take decision, force on it. You don't even care about what the people feel. So we're just, if in the Nation newspaper, Pebble has gathered the most to fault Jonathan, and then he thinks that's by faulting Jonathan, that's the only way he can make impact on the people who set him up. Like every son that is set to go and steal, he starts using his leg to break doors. For Pebble to summon courage to come in the dailies to fault what Jonathan said, which the whole world has seen. What did Jonathan say in a nutshell? You don't give the world impression that you're a country where there's no law. Don't give anybody that impression, and you are still expecting those countries to come and invest here. Even if you are, he said, don't even let them know. Because once they know that, they won't bring 1 naira. When they know, they can't go to court to say, how did my 1 naira go? So everybody can sit up and say, I impeach you, I ban you, I suspend you. Nobody asks question. For such country, he said, let us not have that kind of country. And is that why Pebble is faulting? Gentlemen, we are not getting it right. If he has everything that the people have said, and what Pebble will fall is to fault Jonathan on this thing he said. If that's what is faulting him, then I make bold to say that Pebble is also faulted. He has no, I mean, you know in Igbo land when a small boy insults an adult, he say he has have talked to him. That is the issue here. Pebble thinks he is talking to an elder, that is Jonathan. And let everybody who knows him go and tell him that a bird who has a very soft skull does not go for a battle of Oturupoporo. That's the woodpecker. Before you go for fight of Oturupoporo, which is the woodpecker, you must have a very strong skull. For him to learn the ropes by faulting Jonathan, they are setting him on a very downward trend on his political journey. And he's just starting. I pity him. Whoever is advising him to start by faulting Jonathan, he doesn't see any other thing to fault. Even the issue, if Jonathan can be wrong, yes. But not on this issue where majority of people are there, and then you single yourself out to fault. Out of all the people, it's only presidency that they responded to. So Pebble now works for presidency. So he aligned with president to fault Jonathan. We are going to watch how it's going to.
I'm even shocked because last week South governors, he said, don't stay not in South. It's one of the South states. There are 6 states in the South. So
but if you elected properly, you belong to South groups. If you are imposed, you can maintain your own South faction and then talk from anywhere you want to. Because if he is a member of that group, he cannot. He can't.
Yeah, because they condemned the state of emergency. So I'm wondering on what premise. Is he not part of the South governors that came to condemn that move by the president? Is he speaking on his resolution as the governor of Edo State, or I don't know? It's just
well, Charles, then this one, Adeleke threatened to depose the warring chiefs. Is the same thing that is happening now. These warring chiefs will not go. This is our dancing governor. If he turns his dancing into, they will say he has he not given them enough? Let them not distract him. He wants to dance and dance Osun State into prosperity. Let no war come there. He doesn't hate war. So whoever is advising all these warring chiefs know that when a dancer he stops, look back and find some people are not following their warring, he can get livid with anger. That's the only thing I said there. And if for the Adeleke for the first time to speak this way, if anybody thinks he will dance over it, they have a very bad news coming. So the best thing is, as two monkeys that have found banana, let them go and share it. Let them not allow the chimpanzee in Adeleke to share that banana for them. It will not favor them. They will go home swallowing saliva. They won't even get the peel of it. That's by the way. HIV, AIDS, TB clinics nationwide concerns over USID. When there were people do not have groundnut, were they eating goat drops? Why are we concerned so much about this? That Nigeria, with all this money they're throwing about, and all this taxation that they've got, and all the money they've gathered around, cannot put some money aside to give some succor to this because your godfather has pulled us. Since they enjoy godfatherism in Nigeria and they support godfathers, they should also sit back and godfather HIV and TB clinics, because it will be a disaster. A lot of people are crying. If you allow people to be like what they predict you will be, then you are a fool. If the prediction is that once you stop grants from USID, Nigerians and all the Africans will die of HIV/AIDS, then prove them wrong. This is the time the necessity become mother of invention. But if they don't want, they will look. Because the Dibia, the native doctor that is fond of doing otolo, that is diarrhea, juju, he did not put his nyash in the air. But the rule and the rules, this HIV does not know whether you are in Asorok. He doesn't even know anybody. So they better make sure, because it is like the other thing that you throw to the ceiling fan. If it blow, if you know perceive the other, it will touch you on the skin. So it's not a cry now of the poor, we and them. Do not let them leave it. As USID has put them, let them use their money to fight and do campaign for the coming politics. I bet them, maybe before they even go to the pool, half of the people who will act as aboru, thugs for them and run the campaign are already infected with HIV. It's not this one. Nobody is free about it. So that's the only my comment about it. So let nobody bother. HIV is not. It's not the monopoly of the poor. It's not like oil and gas, where if you put the price at 2,000, some people can still fill their tank without blinking. This one, if it touches Onyenu, it touches Onyana. And I bet them. Let them not do anything about it. So Nigeria, like at a point I started saying, do not bring down the oil price. Make it the oil fuel price 10,000, 5,000 per liter. That's what I'm telling you this. Forget about it. The USID has gone. Let Nigerians die of HIV. Whoever the first to die will bury him.
Right.
South plans reconciliation for Fubara. That's a good one. So reconcile them to do what?
To work together.
When you reconcile them, then you now go and impose the sole administrator. Or that within now and 6 months, they'll be gathering, drinking champagne, and then doing, because reconciliation costs money. And then they will gather and talk about it, and then do horse trading, and then do political thing for 2027. Because that's all what this is all about.
Absolutely.
So let them, this is another way. Before you know it, the South, the reconciliator and the reconciled will all end up in one person's party, and we go. Indian woman. Now we know now we know where our problems are coming up. It's not only Odara, the abalomo tree that bears a fruit that is always pulling the mouth. But Soyinka gets a reply from presidency. Why must the presidency reply to everybody? And they keep showing their minds, because clear conscience fears no accusation. Now they are replying to everything, meaning they cannot justify whatever wrong decisions that have been taken, whether he's taken from the highest peak and apogee and zenith of our governance system. Once it's wrong, it's wrong. Or once the majority of the people fault it, it's faulted. And when NAPTIP is beginning now to rescue girls meant for traffic from the hotels in Abuja, I think NAPTIP has offices in all the 36 states in Nigeria with Abuja. Why is only NAPTIP in Abuja that is functioning? It means that they begin now to rate the hotels. NAPTIP should do what you call routine rates of hotels to know people who have camped there, for what reason? Because that's how they gather them in hotels to prepare them for traffic. How many of them that were stopped from going to Iraq of all places? Well, you say, if Nigeria is Nigerians to go to, that means our case is inequitable. Like those days of legendary Zik, they say Zik, he said, broken bottle has no inequitalism. So if Nigeria's case has become no inequitalism, for our girls to aspire to go to Iraq, hey,
of all places,
something has gone really wrong.
God
bless Nigeria.
This is where we'll leave it. Many thanks, Chris Maduka, for your insights on today's program. I'm talking about the headlines and reviews this morning. So we're back shortly after this. Just stay with us.
Save Nature TV. News in your pocket.